Hi, thanks for joining me. Today I'm going to be talking about what I think is the worst possible time you can join as a stepfamily. Hi, subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell and I'll let you know every time I post. Is there a time that is worse than others to become a stepfamily? I believe there is. When you are forming a family, there are times which can clash with the children's development that aren't there at other times. And it might just be worth your while knowing, because there may be options. You could delay getting together, you could live apart together, which means that you live nearby in another property and you two as partners carry on seeing each other, but in fact the family or families are separate. Child development goes through different stages. I think adult development goes through stages too, but let's just stick with child development. We all know that when a child reaches 2 years old, it's very likely they'll start having temper tantrums. Some of them don't, but lots of them do. It's about fighting for their independence. And child development is always a matter of growing into the next stage. So when we get to the back end of the teenage years, it's well known that teenagers can be difficult. But actually, it's a developmental stage they're going through. The last stage of childhood development is that stage when they are planning to, or are in the process of, leaving home. Often they become quite self-centered, quite selfish, very inconsiderate, quite rude, quite objectionable in many ways. Why are they doing this? Because they are having to build up the energy and the motivation and get everything together so that they can burst out into a life of their own and become themselves. And for that, they have to give you in the parental home quite a big push in order to do that. So they'll push back at discipline, control, routines. Anything that you say can be an embarrassment to them or just shameful. So this is not them. This is the process they are going through. It's necessary and they have to push as hard as they have to in order to get you, their parental figures, to accept that they are their own person and are on their way. Now, if you're trying to form as a stepfamily at that last stage when where stepchild is going through that last developmental stage, then they are not going to conform, possibly, to anything. You'll witness sort of huge mood swings, and 1 minute they'll be wanting to be back at home like a child, like they always were, and then the next minute they'll be not wanting to be even associated with you. And you are trying to put together a new family. That kind of sort of wanting everybody to sort of agree to do certain things at a certain time, turn up for a Sunday night meal at a particular time, contribute to household chores and routines, be civil, agree to do things, just generally join in a little bit to sort of make the home a happier place and somewhere where you can all sort of move on together. But this is exactly the opposite of what the child is needing to do at that stage in their lives. So if your stepchild is at the back end of their teenage years and isn't conforming, think about what you can achieve by becoming a step family at this time. Things do get a lot better when the child is in their 20s, say. And so therefore, don't give up hope that the family can't come together. It'll just be different then. What do I recommend? Possibly if things are bad and you can, it's probably best not to form as a step family at that time. If you want to go ahead, nothing wrong with that, but then make sure your expectations are in line with what you can and can't achieve. The child who's doing this developmental stage is feeling vulnerable, feeling not confident, even though they might be quite braggish and brutish. But try and keep a relationship with them and boundary time with your partner. Maybe if you as the step-parent aren't being accepted, maybe have time alone with your partner instead of wanting family time. Generosity goes a long way at this stage in a child's life. Even though they're behaving really badly, they do need reassurance and love and support, and that's hugely difficult to give if you don't have any past relationship with them. If you didn't know them earlier, you don't know them for the little lovely person they can be. All you see is this rather unpleasant person living in the house. But any amount of generosity you can give is storing up better times for the future. It's really not easy at all. I run workshops, sessions, an email response service. We write booklets. The links to my website and my social media are in the description box below.